All right, today we're going to be running Catamount Stadium in NR 2003. This is track in Vermont, which no longer exists. Actually, it was built in 1965 and only was around until 1987. There's no remnants really left of the track. But yeah, it's something I've always wanted to run in NR and just getting around to it, I guess. So we got the classic late model mod out here with the 1982 Nascar North Pour Carset. So a little bit about this track. It was built by a group of men, most notably including Ken Squire, in 1965. The layout resembles that of Old Dominion Speedway in Virginia, now known as Dominion Raceway, as a kind of testament or attraction for the big name NASCAR drivers to come up and run a track that's very similar to down south. So Richard Petty, Darrell Waltrip, Bobby Allison, Benny Parsons, and Tiny Lund were some of the names that came and raced up here. But then you had the North Stars, John Paul Cabana, Robbie Crouch, Beaver and Bobby Dragon. Actually, home track for Beaver and Bobby. This is in Milton, Vermont. Yeah, no longer exists today, just combative with Lake Champlain and low attendance. The track was also on leased land and yeah, led to the closure in 1987, and the track was pretty much immediately torn up. So there is a industrial park still there today, and actually Vermont Sports Car coincidentally is in the park just south of the Speedway. But where the Speedway was, and maybe I'll throw up a clip where the Speedway was, is just there's a industrial building right on it on the west end of the Speedway, and the east end of the corner actually closest to us that you can still see on Google Earth. So there's actually a roadway for the industrial park that cuts right through. But the center of the track used to be just beyond the trees there would be the interstate, and behind us would be another major route through Vermont. But this is not even 15 minutes from Lake Champlain, 20 minutes north of Burlington, with the Thunder Road Speed Bowl not far away either. Just both tracks didn't really do well. At the same time, they were kind of competing for the same market, and Ken Squire probably spread his commitments too thin, and yeah, track did end up closing down. There was actually a big wreck you can find on YouTube. I think it was one of the Dragon brothers ended up flipping down the front straight in a practice crash, but that's yeah. So we're gonna run 100 laps here and have some fun. So we qualified at the back of 29. There's only 28 pits here. I don't know if they actually pit in the infield back in the day. There's a picture of I think it's Beaver Dragon coming out onto the Speedway out of 1, which actually for the hobby stock mod is like the main back default screen, I believe. But yeah, we got the 82. This would have been, I think, the Molson Tour at the time. There were several names for it. It was Molson Tour, the Stroh's Tour, the Coors Tour, throughout the 80s until the split of NASCAR and NASCAR North, I think. But this track comes up, the name comes up fairly often, at least if you're from Vermont or the area. And its name is now just associated with the Catamount Park, or the industrial park that is now taken over the area. This would have been the largest, or was the largest, speedway in Vermont. Only it's 3/8 of a mile still, so it's still a short track.
Limit 35. Keep it under 3,500. In second. Outside. Keep low. Stay low.
But I've done races at Thunder Road. That's the track that's still around for me. Get a little bump. But I thought about doing kind of like a Lost Speedways tour for whatever's in NR. I know there's a few that I've been to which are no longer in the configuration that they are in this game. They're now dirt tracks or non-existent, so I thought about doing a couple of those. That would be kind of fun. You got Devil's Bowl Speedway. I think there's a paid version of that for this game. Then there's Airborne Park Speedway in Plattsburgh. That one I know has an asphalt configuration, but both those have gone back to dirt. And then one of the great tracks in this game for short tracks, Beach Ridge. That's actually only closed a couple of years ago. But that's another one that would be fun to do for a video.
Inside. Clear.
Kind of like a Lost Speedways, but not really. I don't have the real cinematic stuff. I just know how to hit the button to record and do some racing, so that's what I can do. That's what I'll try to do here. I haven't had to do anything with the AI, unlike Scenair. So this one, I think this one came from Project Short Tracks, if I could be wrong on that. But I was, when I was looking for the Carset, I think I ended up back on their website.
Outside. Keep low. Clear.
Oh, they found the wall. We should have a caution here.
Let's go. Race back to the line. There's too much debris on the track.
I think there's more than debris. I think it's a whole car.
Pit road is closed.
Only wall on the track, and they managed to find it.
Okay, we're under caution. Catch up to the end of the pacing line.
We'll come back after the caution. All right, we're coming back to the green. For some reason, everybody pit. So we're in first. AI's been a little screwy under the pit cycle. There was a car that was not maintaining pacing speed. But we got some lap cars to contend with here.
Green, green, green.
Make sure we get a restart where we can get to the bottom. We can make it on fuel, so I'm not sure why AI felt like they needed to pit. I don't think we have enough pace to be leader. We'll find out. Feels like the track's progressive banked, but the spec sheet says it's 15-degree corners. It would be fun to get on Dominion Raceway on here and see how much different that is, because they're supposed to be modeled exactly the same as much as they can be. The whole premise was to try to get the big names from the South to come up and be able to run a track they were familiar with. Got Dick McCabe finally clearing the lap traffic. Might find a nose under us here. We're not able to keep it down on the bottom.
Still there. Clear.
We're in the 36 Tom Glazer Buick, I think.
The next car's the leader.
There's a couple different body shapes out here for this classic late model mod. Actually, I've never heard of it until I went searching for this Carset. I know there's oh, I think we just lost the engine.
You blew the engine.
Well, I guess this is going to be a short video.
3 wide. Clear outside. The yellow flag
I guess
is
we
out.
should have been in
Let's go.
4th gear.
Back to the line. Pit road is closed.
But I guess that's a quick look at Catamount. Maybe we'll come out here with another car.
The pace car
yeah.
on the back straight. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
A
You
real
entered a
quick
closed
look
pit.
at
Okay, you've got to go to the end of the longest
Catamount
line.
Stadium.
The pace cars in turn 3. The pace cars in turn 4.
We'll jump out here, take a look at the TV cam. But yeah, this is this Catamount Stadium. It's a great little track to run on. We'll have to compare, I guess, with Dominion Raceway and see what the difference really is between the two, if they are modeled very similarly to each other. But yeah, short race. Engine let go fairly quick. Only 35 laps in. So anyway, we'll have to do this again. We'll be doing some other speedways, and yeah. Till then, thanks for watching. Well, since the Catamount Stadium race ended short, we'll jump in here for 50 laps. Old Dominion. This is the track that Catamount was supposed to be modeled after. You can kind of see once we get going here that it is fairly similar. There may be differences in the track model. The straightaways are banked a little bit steeper, but the track shape very much the same. Obviously, this has walls all the way around it.
Get ready now. Going green.
Less pits here.
Pace cars in.
We've got
Green flag,
23,
green
I
flag.
think.
Green.
And the AI's much quicker. We'll shift into 4th. Hopefully we won't blow our car up this time. I don't think it had anything to do with being in 3rd, but maybe it did. We're out here last on the field once again. This track is a little bumpier for sure. There's a bump in the turn 1, and there's bumps on the exit of 2. But it does feel very much the same. Maybe the straightaways are a little shorter here.
Outside. Still there. Stay low. Keep low.
But yeah, we'll try 50 laps here since that
Keep low.
Catamount race did not go how I anticipated.
Stay low. Keep low.
But that's one of the cool things about this game. You have random failures. So, kind of like driving an actual car,
Clear outside.
not a tank.
Still there.
Squeezed to the inside here of the 03. But not able to get the drive off that we needed.
Clear.
But he
outside.
leaves the door open. We'll get our
Stay low.
car underneath him there, but not able to get the power down real well out of the corner. We're getting pushed. The walls here make it feel very narrow. Now that outside groove does not
Clear.
have much grip. Got stub fatting in the 16. Actually, Booty Barker, I think, worked with Stubb on the Coors Tour or the NASCAR North Series way back in the day. And Booty actually just won the Corey Haim. So it's pretty funny to see. Booty was, I think, in his late teens, early 20s when he was Stubbs' crew chief back in the day.
Car outside. Clear outside.
There's a great podcast from Uncommon Deeds that interviewed a lot of the racers from around the region and crew chiefs, and Booty made it on to that, I believe. They are much stronger. I didn't change them from the Catamount Race, but they're just pretty tough here. Hanging on the outside much better than they could at the other track. Oh, I think yeah. I think I got the Booty Barker Frank Stoddard mixed up. It was Frank Stoddard that was Stubb Fadden's crew chief. For some reason, the two of those, I always they look in my head they look and sound like the same person, so I get those confused. But it was Frank Stoddard.
Stay high. Still there. Clear. Inside. Still there. Clear inside.
Just hanging on here. This car is very tricky to get the power down and hold on to, especially on corner entry. The back end wants to come around very easily. Almost lost it there. Might have the leader coming up behind. Car behind us. We got some bumps there.
Here comes the leader.
Yeah, leader's all by himself. Looks like Dick McCabe once again. Trying to park it on the bottom so we don't just give up the position easily. It's not easy to get this car down to the bottom, and we're gonna lose it.
Here comes the leader. The yellow flag is out. Let's go. Race back to the line. Pit road is closed.
Well, we'll be a lap down now, but halfway through, we'll jump ahead to when we hit the green. All right, come back to the green here. We're on the inside line lap down with Kevin LePage here in the 21 car. We got about 21 to go when we take the green. At least we're not by ourselves, one lap down. But the leaders will be much quicker, I'm sure.
Get ready now. Going green. Pace car's in.
Dick, I'm sure will take off and we'll never see him again.
Outside.
Especially because the outside is not as bad as it is at Catamount.
Stay low.
We're losing the rear again. Let's not loop it.
Keep low. 20 laps to go. Keep low.
Just gotta nurse it around. We didn't hit anything, but
Inside.
car's gone
Still there.
really free.
Clear. Inside.
Really could tighten it up some, would
Stay high.
make it much more comfortable. Hopefully we just don't get ran over, ran through.
Clear. Inside.
Bumps don't help either out of two. The car just can't get traction
Still there.
navigating those.
Stay high. Clear inside.
Trying just to stay out of the way.
You're up top. 3 wide. Inside. Stay high. Clear inside. Car inside.
At least we didn't get ran into there.
Still
We're
there.
all over the place.
Keep high. Keep high. Clear.
We
Inside.
can't really hang on the top side, so we just get freight trained
Still there.
in the second lane.
Clear. Inside. Stay high. Still there. Inside. Still there. Still there. Keep high.
Find our way to a safe spot on the track.
Keep
Would be
high.
at the back.
Clear. Inside. Still there. Stay high. Keep high.
Only
Clear inside.
12 to go. About 10 for us here, because it won't count the one lap that we're down. So 10 to go. See if we can at least try to keep up with 07 here. I am doubtful though.
We got just 10 more to go.
Hopefully we don't get caught by the leader again. That would be would be really sad. We're gonna lose it though. We keep that up. Well, LePage fared out better than we did as a lap car. I think he's still at least in the mid pack. Starting to see Dick in the rear view mirror. I think his strength might be set a little quick. He was one of the big names, but I don't know if he was that quick. Oh my, those bumps. I don't think I've ever encountered a NASCAR Racing 2003 track that has bumps like that.
Just 5 more to go.
Might go 2 laps down here.
Here comes the leader.
Yeah, he is flying. He must have a bigger motor than all of us. Either that or he soaked his tires.
Just 2 to
'Cause
go.
I think that was a thing back in the day.
Here comes the leader.
Oh, if we can get to the white.
White flag. 1 more lap to go.
Or is he
Inside. Clear inside.
or is he on his white flag and we just got it because we were in front of him? Oh, I think we went 2 laps down there. But he saved us from having to go 1 more, so
All right, There's
yeah,
the
that's a
checkered
look
flag.
at Catamount Stadium and
Okay,
then
that's it. We'll get 'em next
Old
time.
Dominion Speedway, I think, is the name. Now it's Dominion Raceway, but
Keep it to 35. Keep
yeah,
it under
it's
3,000 seconds.
should give it a try. It is a lot of fun. Short track racing. It is plenty wide. You can do all side-by-side racing. At least you can hang out with the bumps and the loose car. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.